The ocean is a dark mirror reflecting a steel-gray sky. Upon this glass sits naval warfare's future.
Carrier Strike Group 12 is a network, a city of floating data. Its centerpiece is the USS Gerald R. Ford.
A 4.5-acre piece of sovereign territory, a fortress of sensors, connected by millions of code lines.
Below the surface.
In the air, an E-2D Hawkeye paints a God's eye view for 1,000 miles.
Every platform, missile, and sailor is connected to a unified consciousness, a system of systems.
This pinnacle of network-centric warfare is perfect, seamless, and invincible. But that is about to change.
The first indication is not an alarm, but an absence. Aegis displays flicker, then freeze.
The tactical picture evaporates. Voice channels dissolve into a digital howl, clawing at operators' eardrums.
The Hawkeye, Fleet's Eye, is now just a plane, its radar lobes filled with noise.
Data links are severed. The GPS link, vital for precise location and targeting, begins to lie.
Internal navigation shows one location. Compromised satellite feed shows them miles off course.
The Hyman G. Rickover experiences silence differently. Its tether to the fleet is gone.
The submarine is alone. Destroyers find their systems compromised, painting a dozen ghost fleets.
Phantoms appear, approaching at impossible speeds. Fire on ghosts or risk annihilation. An impossible choice.
The enemy has not fired a shot. They simply seized the digital high ground.
This is the new front line. Not on a map, but the invisible Specter Line. It's the essential battlefield of the 21st century. The electromagnetic spectrum, a contested space. From your smartphone to guided bombs, it all travels through this shared, weaponized space. The next great war won't begin with thunder. It will begin with a whisper and profound silence. It's a war of signals, of ghosts, where victory is decided by controlling perceived reality.
To understand this new form, one must unlearn conflict's visual language. War's changing profoundly.
This new conflict is measured in decibels, gigahertz, and data integrity. The primary weapon is a signal.
The goal, not destroy the platform, but disable its mind, subduing the enemy without fighting.
This is electronic warfare, EW, the central enabling capability of all modern military operations.
It is a silent arms race, waged by scientists building invisible arsenals that define global power.
Electronic warfare is a trilogy. The first volume is Electronic Support, the art of listening intently.
Before fighting, one must understand the spectrum. Become a digital cartographer, mapping enemy order.
Platforms like the RC-135 rivet joint gather electronic noise, processing it into vast libraries.
The goal? Build a fingerprint for every enemy system, knowing who and what they are. The same mission is conducted from space and in the deep by submarines capturing signals.
The second volume is Electronic Protection, EP. This is the shield, learning to hide signals. This is Spectrum's stealth, making your signals invisible or indistinguishable from background noise.
Systems use frequency hopping and spread spectrum techniques, appearing as mere static to receivers.
Modern stealth aircraft are electronically stealthy. EP hardens systems to recognize and filter jamming.
The final, aggressive volume is Electronic Attack, EA. This is the sword that disabled the carrier group.
EA is using electromagnetic energy to disrupt, deceive, or destroy enemy electronic capabilities.
At the low end, Brute force noise jamming blasts enemy frequencies with so much static.
Growlers provide a protective noise bubble, blinding enemy air defenses, but also revealing their location.
This leads to smart electronic attack. Deception, not just disruption. Why simply jam? Digital radio frequency memory systems catch, record, analyze, and alter incoming enemy radar pulses.
It can send spoof signals, generating false targets, creating entire ghost formations for the enemy. An F-35 can make itself appear as birds or a squadron of B-52s, breaking the enemy's OODA loop. The ultimate electronic attack, the kinetic electronic link, where invisible war becomes violently visible.
ARMs hunt for transmissions, following energy beams back to the transmitter dish, creating a SAM trap dilemma.
Turn on radar, invite a missile, keep off, be blind. This terrifying game is global.
The U.S., Spectrum's master, built its doctrine around it. Gulf War shock and awe was electronic.
The U.S. military became a network-centric force, gaining unmatched decision-making speed globally.
But this profound reliance, this strength, has now become its single greatest vulnerability.
Challengers like China and Russia studied US victories, concluding they couldn't fight kinetically.
Instead, they'd attack the network, mastering asymmetric warfare. They invested staggering resources into A2AD. Russia demonstrates chilling prowess. In Syria and Ukraine, new EW systems blind drones and radars.
Reports of NATO pilots losing GPS, airliners spoofed, and tactical networks drowned in static.
Russians are controlling, creating electronic dead zones, aiming to desync NATO forces before conflict. China's approach is more ambitious. EW is integrated into informationized warfare for dominance.
PLA attacks might jam, hack. They'll physically destroy satellites. A systems confrontation strategy.
Chinese strategy: attack critical nodes in the American network. The greatest linchpin is GPS.
A $10 jammer can black out GPS in a small area. A truck-mounted one, an entire city.
Jamming is a nuisance. Spoofing is a weapon. Spoofing lies to a GPS receiver, mimicking the signal.
In 2017, ships in the Black Sea showed up in an airport, a state-level test with chilling implications.
Imagine a U.S. destroyer spoofed into territorial waters, manufacturing an international incident and pretext.
Imagine Tomahawk missiles, guided by spoofed GPS, flying harmlessly into the ocean, their strike failing.
Imagine an autonomous drone army, its navigation corrupted, turning on its own forces. Active, declared strategy. GPS fragility has sent a shockwave through the Pentagon. Fire-and-forget weapons are now in question. This ignites a frantic search for alternatives, better receivers, M-code, and anti-jam antennas.
The most radical solution is cutting the cord, creating PNT systems that win without GPS.
This means a renaissance for celestial and inertial navigation systems, with advanced, hyper-accurate technologies.
The war for the spectrum is also fought in space. The network of satellites is the ultimate vulnerability.
Space was a sanctuary. That era is over. The Specter Line extends from seafloor to orbit.
China and Russia have developed terrifying anti-satellite ASAT weapons, designed to kill satellites.
Methods include direct ascent ASACs and co-orbital weapons that can maneuver to crush or blast targets.
The truly Specter Line weapons are non-kinetic, lasers to blind, or HPM to fry internal electronics.
The U.S. response: Space Force, recognizing space as a warfighting domain, building resilient constellations.
The old model of exquisite satellites is replaced by thousands of cheaper, expendable ones.